right identity, the only anxiety, the only fear is sense of separation, which can never be true. Nervousness, anxiousness, separation. I've forgotten, once again, who I am, who's running the show. Actually, there's no show at all, other than that which I project out there. My only job is to see everything, everyone in love, recognition of the movies, and stop staying focused on the dramas, the stories, the movies, and stay present right there when I'm with others. Pull back, recognizing I. Taking no thought other than I, not attempting solutions, stopping trying to fix the movie, trying to direct it, make it come out with flowers. Just backing up and going, oh, another sense of separation. False sense. For I will never leave you or forsake you. I. Right there in the face of fear, whether it be disease, finance, romance, not real, entertainment to the mind producing it and being amused by it and being fearful of it. It is the very projection out from the little self. It's so simple and so difficult to remain present, and that doesn't mean remain present in the story. That means remaining present, stepping back, separating from the drama so that I can feel non-separate from God. The minute I get poking around into the story, I have separated from identity. Fear is always forgetting everything is all right. Here, now. Presence, moment by moment. The I is not personal, but it is individual. This morning I looked out and I literally saw you all as flowers in a garden, grounded and rooted in the truth and blossoming, flowering, sending forth the scent, sending forth the light, the radiance, the aura, all looking different, yet all I. Can you imagine the flowers telling each other stories about who they are, false identities? Oh, your petal looks a little droopy over there. Can you imagine what that would be like if flowers and animals made up stories like we do of one another and of ourselves? What a nightmare. But yet we do it continually. This one has that, this one does that. Why don't they this? Why don't they that? Why don't I this and why don't I that? Nonsense. 5 physical senses, raging warfare on us. And we pull back and we come home, dropping the stories and the dramas and the scripts and the false identities. Oh, we have to investigate them to see the lies, to see the unrealness of them. We investigate, and then we come home and we drop it into the lap of God, and we take no thought. What peace when we remove the labels off of each other. Well, I thought that one was my friend. That one's my sister, my father, my daughter, my niece, my nephew. What do we do that way? We personalize that poor individual. We personalize it when we go, my daughter, my husband. Right away, we've taken them away from their individuality and their right centeredness with God, their contract with God. We lay a concept on them. Now remove those identities. Remove the false concepts and labels and see that person by perhaps their name, individual, not separate from their God, living out their life as, and then put in their name. That's what's happening over there. It is little I that decides my friend, my sponsee, my sister, my boyfriend, my daughter. It goes on, and right away we have them personalized, connected to us and the story we tell. So impersonalization is removing those labels off of boss, off of teacher, and just allow Joe to be Joe, Mike to be Mike, Sarah to be Sarah, Joel to be Joel. And there's the peace. Oh, suddenly I see them in the garden, the flower that they are, and I'm not going to try to go over there and prune them, fertilize them, fix them, upright them. No, I recognize their individual identity as God appearing as. What freedom! And let's remove the labels off of government, political parties, the word president, the word vice president. Let's just see the soul and the heart of the individual. And I was very surprised yesterday on the plane, or whenever it was, I don't even know what day it is. Whatever day I was on the plane, I was surprised that I was being told that we were going to be doing work for governments, not just ours, meaning we think it's ours, the United States, but all the Earth's government. And the class is going to be more about that this afternoon. But I was very surprised because I have not been that politically inclined at all in my life. Perhaps early upbringing, knowing that the government is on God's shoulders. I haven't gotten involved that much. Maybe good, maybe bad, but I haven't. So I was so surprised that this class is going to be taking spiritual dominion here, now, and removing our fear of the power of what the governments of the world have done, can do, will do. And let's use this class time whenever we think of those that appear as power. Let's remove their label and go straight to heart and soul. Ah, what a shift. The anxiety lays down, the fear lays down, the oh, what are they doing now lays down. It goes back into the nothingness. As Joel said, impersonalization, nothingization. It is nothing, it is in the dream picture. But if we connect soul to soul, whoever we have fear of, we've given power to. The way we take away fear is to remove power. To remove the power we've given it to affect us. We go back to the one power, the one government, the one master, the Christ, the God of our being, the God of all beings. They don't always act like it because they're not recognizing their power from God as. Many of them still think they have individual, personal power. So we remove that. We move the personalized power, take it back where it belongs, to I, and no matter what we're fearing, whether it be government, policies, whether it be disease, x-rays, let's put the power back where it belongs. On God, I, here, now. Non-power, for there is nothing to have. We don't want God, as that tape said last night, we're not setting God up as power over. We are removing the power from out there, and the fear dissolves. We're removing the power that we've given it, or the world has beamed at us and insisted that we believe. We're pulling it back individually, collectively, here under spiritual realm that we have come under. Something drew you here, bigger than you are. Something wanted something from coming here. Recognition of true identity. Right here, this moment, spirit, self, I am that I am. I will remain here, and I will seek the kingdom of God. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all the other things are added. But if I am still out there seeking the kingdom of Obama or the kingdom of whoever, I won't even name all the political leaders. Probably I don't even know them because I don't want to personalize any of them. So removing the fear, the fact that they can have power over my life. And as Christ said, only if it is given from above. And they'll do antics and they'll dress up in all sorts of suits to tell me that I am under their power. But pull back. Let it go. Send the blessing, send the light, send the recognition out to the hearts and the souls. Because that's all that's there, dressed up in scary suits, writing words. Have you heard of how many pages are in some of these mandates? Hundreds and hundreds of pages. We are under grace. We are under the law of God. That is the law we must remain under. The law of God, the grace of God, here now, present, pausing. Oh, the kiss, my child, the kiss. How I love you, how I behold you, how I long for our communion, connection. I can give you nothing but peace and love and communion and joy. The joy that will rise up within when I lay down my sense of powers out there. We need no power over anyone or anything when we remove the power out there and the fear goes away. Amazing. No separation, here now. And we rest again. In the contemplative life, there's biblical passages, one after another, hundreds of them, that Joel brought from the Bible over into that work. In thy presence is fullness of joy. That's a promise. In thy presence is the fullness of joy. My right hand, there are pleasures for every one evermore. Before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. You know, God knows our innermost longing to not be separate. God's ability to get through to us is far greater than our ability to get through to God. Wake me up, Father. Bring me home. Bring me present. Here now. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. It's a promise. For wanting and desiring anything out there in the picture causes me separation and fear and worry. Oh, stay home and come home, reminding one another constantly to come home. I know who you are. I see you. I see you. I know you, for you are me. We're dressed up in costumes that sometimes sidetrack one another. But it is I. Who told you you were naked? First words God spoke to Adam and Eve after they made their separation from God and decided they knew better. And then decided, and what happened? That there was good and evil in the world and that they were going to be the judges of it. Who told you you were evil? Who told you you were good? Awake, awake thou who sleepest. Staying awake is our only job. And it's a big one. We are either scared off the path or enticed, intrigued off the path, trying to set up a desire in us for something to be other than it is. And it happens 100 times a day. And there we are, at the end of the day, sitting there, going, oh my God, how much have I forgotten thee today. But God is there saying, none of that matters. It's not real. It's passing. The only thing that matters are the moments that you are awake. That's what we focus on. The moments we stop and we say, God, here now. Awake, thou who sleepest. Know your identity, moment by moment, here now. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you shall ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. What is it we need to ask? Not for healings, not for financial needs met. We need to ask to be awakened unto our identity of non-separateness, of God appearing as, of God going before me to make the crooked ways straight. Wake me up to that fact. Remind me, God. Remind me. Seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. What is righteousness? Does righteousness mean there's a rightness and a wrongness? Or does righteousness mean middle path, non-judgment, no punishment, no condemnation, other than, honey, you fell asleep, you were having a bad dream? Can you imagine when your child awakens, or when you awaken out of a dream that you slept at the night, that there would be a God that said, okay, into hellfire you go? No. What would you do with a little child that fell asleep and dreamed a nightmare? For that's what we're doing. We are the children of God, dreaming nightmares, sometimes good dreams, but dreams, dreams, dreams. We row, row, row our boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Wow. What a guru that was that wrote that. Because the life we see out there with our eyes, with our 5 physical senses, is the dream world. And our job is to awaken, stay around people that keep us awake, go to things that keep us awake, and remind ourselves in the morning in our meditations and all throughout the day. For Buddha, when asked what is enlightenment, he said, I am awake. I am awake to the dream presented before me. And we stay in the audience and get off the stage. Get back in the audience. Yes, we see the dramas play out, but little by little, as our consciousness is cleansed, is educated by God, we become less and less likely to buy the dramas. I think most of us in here have been around long enough that we're not so caught up in our own. Now we are out there with people calling for help, and it's my job to sit there and not try to correct their dream or give them a solution. My only job is to bring them peace, remove the fear, however that is, whether it be by words or taking them into the silence. Everyone's calling a little differently. I find most people need a couple of sentences to awake them. Come home. It's all right. Feel the peace. Know God aright. Right there. What is knowing God aright? It's not knowing God wrong. There is none. It's knowing God right here now. My peace. Falling back into the everlasting arms of God. My grace I give unto thee, not as the world giveth. My grace, my truth. The entire tape last night was about coming out of the Old Testament into the New Testament. The only law we are under is grace and love. It has no ending. It has no pages and pages and pages of documents. It's just I. Grace. Here, now. I. For I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the light. I am resurrection, and I am life. I will not fear what man shall do to me. Oh, momentarily I will, because there it is, caught me off guard, and I have to come home, come back. They have no power over me. I come home to grace, to truth, to God. And I pray without ceasing. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And what is freedom? This came out in Sarah. Freedom. Freedom from want. Freedom from fear. The only freedom I will know is the freedom of non-reaction. We want to respond to these scary things that are presented. We want to respond with God, it's quiet, it's secret, it's within me. I don't say it out there to them that will just scoff at it. I say it within, right there, while I'm standing there. That I of my identity is saying, oh, beloved one, lay it down. Beloved one, lay it down. For I shall never leave you or forsake you. And as I'm looking at the people in fear, and you can see it in their eyes, thou art the beloved Son. Thou art the Christ. Everyone coming before us is seeking recognition of their Christ identity. And if I forget, standing in the marketplace or at the veterinarian like I was this last week, for the illusion wasn't busting with my little Mr. Pockets. He was putting on a really good show for me. standing right there, I was knowing, Christ, the Christ of his being, the Christ of my being, the Christ of the veterinarian, the Christ of everyone. Spirit, all part of the dream picture. Going through it wasn't fun, because the world starts telling you should do this, or your mind, well, maybe this, only that, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. What if he ate something? What if he swallowed something and it's in there and you're not getting it out? On and on and on. So I was taught to do what was in front of me. Take the steps, move forward, make sure there isn't something there that needs fixing, and of course there wasn't. But it sure appeared like it. So I come home to God. God, reveal thyself, show me right action, show me presence, show me here now, and rest. For it is I. Am I being stripped one more time? Always before class, I'm usually hit with something that still is residue in my consciousness that would bring up a fear, an anxiousness. And I get to go through it, and I get to say, I'm going to stop teaching these classes, because every time I do, I'm put through the fire a good week or two before with something. I'm not going to do that anymore. As if there'd be no fire. I had so many fires the last 3 weeks, with roofs falling in and flooded basements and on, and dogs and people and workmen that didn't show, and so what? I'm sitting here now and I say to you, so what? And during it, I'd pull back in within and go, well, this is interesting, so what? And I'd watch my body in the anxiety, and I would know that it was not me. It was not I. It was just everything putting on a performance. No matter what it felt like or looked like or acted like, had no power. For here I sit, here you sit, having gone through whatever erupted for you just before class, to see if you could be distracted or scared off the path. What's the path? The path is Christ, Christ identity. And here we all are. None of it's there. There's just here, Bergamo, now, beloved friends, knowing who we are, contemplating Christ, identity. And we rest. And the scripture, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment I shall not condemn. None of it can come nigh unto your dwelling place. But you must know where your dwelling place is. I must know where my dwelling place is. It's not in a home with the roof coming in or the ceiling. That's not where my home is. That's not where I dwell. I must come home to where I dwell. I. I. And then we drop further back into the silence. Let's rest for a moment. We're going to address, because some of you, I didn't have your emails to get this to, and I know George and Deborah got this because it came out at Sarah. Sent it to a couple of you, and I've got copies. I thought I brought them, but I just got the one, I guess. I'll bring it back to you. Whoever didn't get a copy of this. Reality defined. As I placed my little dog up on the table of the veterinarian, for he was crying and whimpering, and he was in a lot of pain. And we had meditated for 3 days and 3 nights, and it was not lifting. So I took him to and I laid him on the table. And as I look back now, the realization of how true this is, it's out of the Master Speaks. I'm so clear that all of that, the way I know it wasn't reality is it's gone. It's past. It no longer is. And this definition of reality really helped me, because when you see it and you touch it, whatever that is, well, what do you mean it's not real? It's here now. So, but I just didn't have the correct definition of the word reality. And this is the one that Joel gives. Many people misinterpret that word non-reality or unreality, unreal. And so when they say that sin is unreal or disease is unreal, they actually believe that that means it is non-existent, and thereby they ignore it. But it does not mean that sin, disease, and are non-existent. It means they are unreal. It does not mean that there is not something appearing as sin or disease, but it means that that appearance has none of the qualities of reality. The word real in this sense, or reality, is not the ordinary dictionary word real. It is a term in philosophy. And the word reality in that sense means that which is permanent, that which is eternal. So reality is that which is permanent and eternal. That is the reality that we are asked to stand in, not that which disappears a week later, a day later, a moment later. If we can remember that reality is eternal, never-ending, permanent, then we can see. So it was so simple for me to see that all of this will be, doesn't even your home will one day be bulldozed under and they'll put up a high rise. None of this stuff that we fear losing or that is going away or might be taken from us is real in the sense of God. For reality is eternal and permanent. So that was a big help for me, and I wanted to pass that on to the group. And it goes on, which I'm not going to read it now because we're being pulled back into the silence. But I will, and it's interesting, it's on rainbow paper, and I was thinking about, Kathy was saying about Betty and the rainbow, that the way, if you missed the conversation, Betty, one of our students, passed this year, and she asked all of her children to, wherever they were, rather than having to all come together, to put balloons up into the air in her honor. And then a daughter says, well, how will will you let me know that you're okay? And she says, yes, I will come to you in a rainbow. And then I don't know, I just clicked on that, and whenever we see a rainbow, we think of those who are lost. And this came out at class, too, that even an atheist, people who absolutely do not believe in God, and it doesn't matter when, I don't care where you are, if you're around people, and you see a rainbow, have you ever not seen anyone stop and pause and look at it with some sort of honor or bewilderment or wonderment? There's that moment of recognition that there's a power greater than themselves, and they will stop and pause. And they do it at sunsets too. I see them all the time in Sedona. We go up to watch the sunset. There's this awe that takes over, and all the religions leave their minds, all the concepts of God, all of that just disappears into reality of permanence, of eternality, of wow, look at that presence. It's an amazing thing to watch how all the stories drop away at a sunset or at a rainbow. Even if it's for a moment, it drops away. What a delight. What a delight. Anyway, I will make sure you get a copy of this. I had them and I just didn't get them here. So, here we are in Bergamo. 12, I believe. Isn't this 10/12? 2013. How many years we've been coming here? Over 20, George, right?
Oh, you mean since the first class here?
Bergamo, yeah.
Into ours, like 1985.
85? 95?
15, 13, 28. Yeah.
And here we all sit, being reminded that there's nothing but now, here, presence, Christ. And then we go out and live our lives that are not real, for they're not eternal. But, what amusement, huh? Let's be still now and sit in the silence and put a